Imagine if on the dark web, the seediest part of the internet, there was a clandestine group where you can go and watch these videos and pay Bitcoin to see people get tortured and maimed based on the violent acts that you vote for in a chat room. That's the subject of today, because we're talking Red Room. And we're back. My name is Taylor of Taylor Talks Comics. Every day of October, I've been doing a different horror comic or horror comic video. If you missed out on those, I do have a handy-dandy playlist called Halloween Horrors 2024. So you can go and watch those and catch up. And subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, if you're watching this, I'd appreciate if you could give the video a thumbs up and sorry, I asked you to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up and comment down below. That kind of engagement helps the YouTube algorithm put my video in front of the eyeballs of people that don't know my channel exists. So today we're talking Red Room by the late great Ed Piskor. This is an amazing horror series that I loved that came out just a few years ago. It was serialized as 12 single issue comic books plus a free comic book day issue, and then it was collected in 3 of these trade paperbacks. Now, I'm just going to go through some of the issues and talk about things that I liked about it. I do want to point out that they had really great variant covers by Jim Rugg, where he used the Red Room characters to do a complete homage and replica of a famous indie comic. And these were 2 of my favorites. These were issues number 1 and 2. 8 Ball, number 1, was the mimicked cover here, and then Love and Rockets on issue number 2. Jim Rugg's one of my favorite cartoonists, so it's really cool to see that. Plus, they were a co-host on Cartoonist Kayfabe. So this is a love pet project by Ed Piskor, where he said that he thought horror comics had gone soft, and he wanted to show off what you should do with horror comics, what you can do, and create this outlaw, ultraviolet, splatterpunk comic book. And like I said in the preamble, the whole premise here is that on the dark web there is this side of the internet where you can get into these chat rooms and pay via Bitcoin to have your favorite murderer, who usually has like a gimmick or a character, like a pro wrestler type deal, where you don't know his true identity, obviously, because he doesn't want people to know that. You pay him in Bitcoin and he'll perform these violent acts that you vote for in the chat room. But amongst that, there is this whole ongoing saga behind the scenes with all these characters. There's some competition between the different Red Room killers, the different Red Room video content creators, which is reminiscent of like YouTubers and content creators on Instagram and whatnot, but in a much more violent sense. As you can see, this is not for the faint of heart. If you are have a queasy stomach and you're not into gory splatterpunk type stuff, you might not want to read this. But if you can face that kind of stuff and appreciate it for its artistic, cartoony violence and nature, then you'll love this series. It is very reminiscent of just look at that back cover. Like if you were a VHS, if you rented VHS tapes from like your video store and you pick up like a B movie, horror movie kind of thing, like this was like the best version of that, in my opinion. And it's all mostly in black and white. There is some spot colors here and there, and it's done on a kind of a yellowed page, which is actually colored because the paper's white, and Ed let the whites of the speech balloons bleed through so you can see them really good. I love this character holding a issue of Taboo. Look at that wrestling buddy, Tick. So there's all kinds of cool Easter eggs in here too of the different pop culture references that Ed was into. Here's a spot color with the pumpkins here. So there's all the different characters, which is one of the things I love about what Ed did with this, is all the different character designs. Like here's Poker Face, such a cool character design. And I love this cover, letting the negative space bleed through with the the Matrix on the cover there. Really playing into the internet aspect of what's going on here, which played into a previous series that Ed did called WYSIWYG, where he talked about hacking culture and learned all about hacking culture. It was even part of a lot of different chats and stuff where he was researching that culture, and I think that kind of helped influence some of the internet aspects of this. I do love this hate homage on this cover. So in the single issues, there was fan art in the back, which is really cool. And then keep on flipping through. But yeah, a lot of the there's a Ninja Turtles cover that Jim Rugg did. There's all the variants there. But a lot of the characters have like a deep history too within the ongoing saga. So one thing that Ed wanted to do was have, I love this transition to this animated scene. One of the things that Ed wanted to do was have all the issues live on as their own single issues. He kind of lived by that mantra of Jim Shooter and Stan Lee, like every issue could be someone's first issue. And he would sell it that way. When he was over on Cartoonist Kayfabe talking about it, he would say, like, pick up any issue you find, there'll be a complete story within it. And it's true. And he writes a letter in the back too. They are all complete stories. But then as you read all of them together, they do tell an overarching story throughout. And I think this is the EC homage issue. You can see the EC homage cover there that he did. Jim Rugg did Spawn for that cover, for that issue. And you see like the horror host to start it off. It looks like an EC splash page. I think he even used like the Leroy lettering system in the caption boxes too, which is reminiscent of EC. Yeah, and there's different strips in this one. So he played around with the format as far as like certain issues would go. And yeah, but he did a good job having an overarching story throughout with different characters popping up in different issues. So if you read the whole series, you got rewarded as a reader throughout that. I love that. It's who did that homage? Andy Gutierrez, Mike Manzi? I don't know, but that's the Dingbats of Danger Street homage. The Free Comic Day issue was really cool because he tried to keep it PG, so that, or at least PG-13. It was not so violent, so it was new reader friendly. You could get some of the art style in here, but this was, in my opinion, the best art of Ed's career. I loved all of his artwork. I was a big fan of WYSIWYG, Hip Hop Family Tree. I was a huge fan of X-Men Grand Design, but this was like his best figure drawing. Like, as far as, like, you could tell he really was working on his just the overall figure drawing of the characters and different page layouts too. Like, there's no structure as far as like being stuck to like a 6-panel grid like WYSIWYG was, or 8-panel grid depending on the format. He's really being inventive and stretching his muscles of trying to work out different formats. I love this too. Like, it's like meme culture. Again, using that internet culture of the scene. So it's like overall internet culture kind of commentary from Ed, but also it's telling throughout the story. And then here's an all-color story of the kids from Red Room. And it's kind of like kids gang comics, like you think like Jack Kirby's back in the day, or Peanuts, that kind of thing. This looks like Ed and Jim Rugg, maybe, those two characters. And this was all in color. And I think this was kind of the impetus for what became Switchblade Shorties, if you ask my opinion. But one of the things I think Ed got right in these was the chat room culture. So let me find one of the chat room scenes. Okay, so within all the killing scenes, you see like the chat rooms in here with people. Chicken Flag, it's obviously a Howard Chicken homage name. Vinkman, that's Ghostbusters. But so the people in the chat room are characters too, and they are these seedy people that don't want anybody to know that they're in these chat rooms watching this stuff. But the thing that I whenever I read like a comment chain on Facebook or anything, it reads just like with these Red Room strips. Like, Ed did such an amazing job of replicating that aspect to these characters in this world, getting like the different characters and different stupid things that people say in comment sections and chat rooms. Like, that's some of the gore that you're going to see in Red Room. Just absolutely amazing stuff if you're into violent, gory, cartoony stuff. And then when they were collected in 3 of these trade paperbacks, and they don't have any covers in here, which is unfortunate in my opinion. I wish, because there's so many great covers, even by Ed, and then also variant covers by Jim Rugg and others. Like Jeff Darrow did some. So there aren't any covers in here, but there's new artwork. Like, this opening title page is brand new artwork that wasn't in the original issues, and then this contents page, which is amazing. It's like the same thing he did with like X-Men Grand Design, but he did it with like body parts and organs and things. But there are chapter breaks, so like this is the Rat Queens issue on issue number 1, and you'll see like a title break cover that he made, new artwork, and then it bleeds into the issue. So there are chapter breaks, but there's no covers in the back. However, there is a lot of extra back matter material that Ed would include in these trade paperbacks that was not in the single issues. Like you'd get Red Room first draft, so you get like these thumbnailed pages showing you his process of how he was making these issues, which is really great. And then in the back there'd be like this director's commentary of him making the issues, with each page and kind of talking about where he was when he's making them, or what his thought process was, or what his influences were, that kind of stuff. And I love that kind of process talk. And then here's like a sneak peek to the next issue. One thing I would like to see though is a big fat Red Room omnibus that collects all the issues, including the Free Comic Book Day issue and all the covers, reminiscent of like the hip hop hip hop family tree omnibus that we got from Fantagraphics. And I kind of want to see it on matte paper too. This is all in glossy paper stock, which Ed was always a stickler for that. I don't know if he picked that or if it was just a paper shortage thing, but I would like to see it on matte paper. I feel like his artwork would look better on that. But that's just a dream of mine. So if you're into ultra-violent, splatterpunk, outlaw kind of stories and comics and artwork, I cannot recommend Red Room enough. I think it's a really great, fantastic comic book series that you should all try out. And if you can track down the great Jim Rugg variant covers, there's some of those great ones out there too. So thank you guys for watching. Again, please give the video a thumbs up and comment down below with your thoughts on Red Room or your favorite kind of splatterpunk outlaw comics. I want to hear all those thoughts. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am on the road to 3,000 subscribers. I want to get there by the end of the year, and I need your help. And then, so you can help me with that regard. And then if you see, share my channel, share my videos. I appreciate that too. If you see anyone talking about horror comics on Reddit or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, share my channel and then tag me so I can thank you. I appreciate that as well. And have a good one, guys, and keep talking comics.